We had to split the clans up pretty evenly, and we did a good job, but it does mean our clans are a little small, so... All cats old enough to run in the moor gathered beneath the tall rock for a clan meeting. His voice boomed over the clearing, despite being shallow. He lifted his head, letting the wind blow through his thin fur. Our deputy, Rabbit Hide, has left the clan. We need a cat to take his place. Trying to read all of this text, my goodness. Duskvine has helped me pick the right cat for the job. A cat that isn't afraid of conflict, but is strong-willed. Snarlfang, make yourself known. He nodded along with the leader's decision. You have served this clan for many moons. You are a seasoned warrior, and will help lead this clan by my side. You may take your place next to the tall rock. That is all. Please find your way to your nests and be ready for dawn patrols come morning. He stretched on the rock, his claws scratching against it as he turned towards Duskvine. We'll be good, he assured, hopeful of his choice. His ear flicked as he met Smogstar's gaze. Our clan is thriving. Yes, he agreed, looking back at the now empty clearing. Good night, Duskvine. Good night, he purred shortly before padding towards his den. Smogstar left his den, waking early. Even though his clan was happy and thriving, he appeared restless. You're up late. Out here all by yourself? He countered. I'm not alone. He rested his eyes briefly. WindClan rests under the stars. I'm just taking some time to think about things. And there's the sun. He turned his gaze towards the sun rising. There are trying times coming, he said ominously. StarClan has been sending me messages, but they're too cryptic to decode just yet, he sighed. He only shifted slightly. I'm going to patrol with my warriors today. I want to get a better idea of what their life is like, with me as their leader. He nodded. It would be good for you to get out some more, he purred. He nodded. We should get back to camp then. Go ahead, he looked back at the leader. I need to find some herbs. Looks like patrols are already being sent out. Oops. Hello, Toby, he purred. I'm patrolling with you all today. Has a border patrol already been organized? He whispered. He was late. Not yet, you're just in time. Good. Now for border patrol. Scorchblaze, Umberpelt, Bloodrose, and Cinder. You will go, and Smogstar, you can lead it. He nodded, satisfied. Thank you, Snarlfang. He nodded to himself before stepping away, waiting for his patrol to follow. Good morning, Smogstar. Hello, his tail flicked as he walked. Wanting to be a part of them? Any RiverClan scent? It seemed like he was testing them. Cinder opened her mouth slightly, tasting the scent. No, I don't believe so. Good. He glanced over to the tree. There's some here, but it's stale. We're all good here, then. Let's go around to the barn, then come back here to end the circle. No movement seemed to be stirring across the fence. He tasted the air and only received the scent of grass. It's oddly calm, he noted. Did Two Legs scare the loners off? He questioned. Umberpelt sniffs the grass, rubbing her nose into the dirt slightly before sniffing and then sneezing. It's nothing that worries us. I'm just glad there's no trespassing. He looked over to Umberpelt. Alright, to the Thunderpath. No ShadowClan scent, he muttered. Once again, nothing to report. He heard distant paw steps. Pause. Get down, he ordered firmly. A patrol. We have to chase them out, he looked at his warriors. On my call, attack them. Now, he yelled. He let out a hiss, blindly clawing before realizing his claws were being met by Bitterstar's pelt.
Hey, what's up? Stand down.
You're in our land, he snarled. Leave!
Oh, is that so? I didn't notice.
You're hunting rabbits. Do you have leaves in your ears? He squinted, his claws flexing into the dirt beneath him.
Is it so wrong to want to enjoy other prey in our lives? He'd stare daggers at the lanky Tom.
He nearly yelled something regrettable. There would be a time, but not now. Leave, before more blood is spilt.
So now you know what it feels like to have someone else meddling in your business. Remember this feeling. So be it. We will leave. I've made my message clear.
He nodded, giving the leader time to collect his warriors before chasing them away. Make sure they leave, he called out.
ThunderClan, we depart. He'd stare at the lanky Tom as he padded off.
Mousepelt whipped around. ThunderClan rules! WindClan rules! He breathed, turning. Is anyone hurt? Make sure every cat gets back to camp. He gave a concerned look to Cinder. She had been on his patrol and was now injured. I'm sorry we did not come sooner, Smogstar. That's okay. Every cat get back to camp. Have Duskvine give you all a check.
Well, consider the message sent. I huffed, bringing my paw up to my eye, stinging badly, a black eye visible. Get any scratches checked with cherry mist. I do apologize for any injuries, but it was necessary. You will know more soon enough.
You were looking at me. He greeted the leader. These two have some information that you might want. RiverClan patrol spotted too close to the border. Oh, StarClan, he sunk his claws into the sand. Alright. So we have two clans approaching the borders on both sides. That's not good. I'll tell the clan, he stood, pausing for a moment before heading to the tall rock. All cats old enough to hunt in the moors gathered beneath the tall rock for a clan meeting. WindClan has been attacked in their own territory. Bitterstar led a patrol on his own into WindClan to hunt. And RiverClan is getting far too close to our borders. The bridge isn't theirs to claim. The full moon gathering is tonight. I will address the leaders about this, and for StarClan's sake, do not start any fights. Stay away from the other clans. Gather in your own area. We are outnumbered if they're working together. It will be handled. Just don't do anything mouse-brained while the tension is high. That being said, I want 2 cats guarding the camp until our borders are secure again. Snarlfang, please assign 2 guards. They may be switched out often. That is all. Get some rest and prepare for the gathering tonight. Any cat who wishes to go to the gathering may, he called out, trying to combat the noise of the rain. We'll be leaving soon. Smogstar, what about the guards? I asked through the noisy rainfall. If Bitterstar leads an attack on camp during a meeting, StarClan will have him. He stood as the sun began to set, feeling the warmth fade from the sky as the rain stopped. All cats coming to the gathering, follow me. We're going a little early, but it's okay.
I'll say again, all apprentices that wish to join must be with their mentors. Kits remain here. All others are invited to join. I expect some hostility at this meeting, so stay on guard, and do not speak out of turn. He'd stared down at his clanmates with authority in his eyes. Please remain diligent and courteous. The last thing we need is a skirmish beneath the stars. Already, Mousepelt, lead the way. Time to depart.
As rumors and gossip has spread, WindClan cats have been seen entering our territory and disrespecting our borders. We do not know what WindClan has planned if this is true. I will leave a small amount of warriors as a defense. RiverClan, we shall prepare our trip to Four Trees now. Plan dismissed.
They were lay a claw over the border, she said, her fur standing up. Ivorystar lifted her paw and laid it down on the she-cat. Please calm down. We may speak with them in tonight's gathering. Now everyone, please get ready. If you were picked to come along tonight's gathering, you must be ready for anything.
And there's ThunderClan. Wow.
Smogstar, Sleet dipped his head in greeting.
Sleetstar, he greeted on edge. Ivorystar.
Pat over in silence and sit down. Alright, I guess I'll start. ThunderClan has had several sins of fox in our territory. It has claimed the lives of 2 of our own. Our medicine cat Fallen Leaves and our deputy Bristlefang. We are no weaker than before, and will bounce back stronger than ever. Ivorystar, I pass to you. He dipped his head.
Ivorystar stood up slightly, now speaking. ShadowClan has been doing pretty well. There's something I would like to say later on. However, Daudapal became apprentice recently. However, there are some problems that needed to be said. We heard that WindClan, she hissed as she turned to Smogstar, that we have gotten few WindClan cats near our borders.
My warriors reported that WindClan was also in RiverClan.
Is that so? Her tone was annoyed as she looked at Smogstar.
Bitter smirked at the hostility towards Smog.
Anything you have to say?
Well, Smogstar?
Smog stepped forward awkwardly. I was unaware of any involvement with ShadowClan. WindClan was attacked in their own territory by a patrol led by Bitterstar.
The fur on his neck stood up immediately at the mention of his name. Oh, is that so?
Your warriors have enough wounds to prove it, as do mine, he tensed. I was told RiverClan was straying close to our borders, too. As for ShadowClan, I don't see how any of my warriors were close to your land. There's a thunder path in the way, and any cat of mine would reek of it if they were to stray close.
Sleet stepped up upon hearing the allegation. I know for a fact my warriors have strayed away from entering WindClan territory.
He let Sleetstar's hostility roll over him, unfazed. Clearly, we all have our own concerns for our borders.
WindClan wouldn't have deserved such treatment from my clan if it weren't from their meddling in affairs that aren't theirs. He'd stare daggers at Smogstar.
Wise words coming from somebody who was mates with one of my warriors, he shot back, close to snarling. You had an innocent cat roped into your schemes.
He'd stomp in his tracks. The fur on his back shut up in an instant. You have no right! Hostility seeped from his maw.
He stayed still, basking in the moonlight. Bitterstar's anger was like birdsong to him.
I will not handle any level of disrespect or allegations from a crow-headed, lanky moor runner like you.
She turned to Sleetstar before looking at the two cats. Let's calm down. We all know we should not be having problems during a gathering.
We all should know as well not to spread fox-chase rumors for the sake of nothing more than to stir up issues. His eyes twitched, knowing his words were lies, but having nothing other than denying.
If we're all done, he snapped at Bitterstar, I have nothing else to share.
He'd hissed to Smog. I suppose so. I'd watch where that tongue of yours leads you. A dangerous path may yet unfold for you.
His ear flicked towards Bitter, but he offered nothing else.
She slammed her paw. We have not even solved any of our problems. Both of you are acting like kids.
He looked to the stars, knowing what this means.
Smog shifted. This meeting is over. Fix your problems on your own time. WinClan, group together. What happened? I ask, eager to learn what had happened. Every cat, get some sleep. We'll assess what we've learned in the morning. To your nests, now, he hissed. What happened? They think we're trespassing, but every cat was here dealing with Bitterstar's patrol. Anything interesting? He squinted. I need to know, she grunted dramatically. Just kit fighting. Bitter is intent on getting rid of my fur, but it won't happen. Ugh, that Bitterstar or whatever is so annoying. Good job for keeping your cool, I'm guessing, Cinder praised. He nodded simply, tired. Smogstar, I will send out less words on the patrols and hunting so there are more to protect the clan. Thank you, he nodded. We need to prioritize the border patrols for now. We only need to hunt enough to stay fed, no more.
Can you meet me at the border real quick?
Yeah, hang on.
Hey! You suck!
Okay. We are not sending out a lot of border patrols, but hunting patrols will go on normally. Light Moon, Umberpelt, Bloodrose will go on a hunting patrol, and Smogstar can lead it if you wish. I'd like to lead a border patrol, just in case. Then you can take Dappled Snow, Bolt Blossom, and Toby with you. He nodded.
Sleet can be seen on the clan rock, visibly stressed, before jumping down to dim gaze. We need warriors, he spoke abruptly. The bridge. I had a dream about the bridge. When the clan is coming.
Let's get going, it's almost sun high. Oh wow, that's a lot of cats. That is actually a lot of cats. He kinda just froze. They're crossing, he muttered. They're crossing, he yelled.
Smogstar?
Sleetstar.
I was warned that WinClan would be coming to the bridge, he admitted, his face blank of expression.
It's our border, he hissed defensively. You started to cross it.
It's our border too.
Then why come so close? He lifted his head. He tensed, staying still.
ThunderClan spoke to me the past few nights, he said, a bit of his voice shaking.
To you, great Sleetstar, he spat the name harshly.
They spoke to me, warning me of this.
You're mad, his whiskers flicked.
Is it mad to protect my clan?
You're creating danger to defend it from, he snarled, recoiling. He sank his claws into the wood beneath his paws. Arguing with this cat was useless.
He mumbled something inaudible.
Oh! Wow! Okay! He let out a terrible scream, unexpectedly attacked. Wait, did they grab me? What happened? Oh, yeah. He clawed blindly at the larger cat. I snarled, baring my teeth at Smogstar, but stepping back. Ah! He backed himself up against the edge of the bridge, hissing. He was disorientated. You and your little more runners have done enough, I snarled at the feline, my brows furrowing as I swipe at their cheek. Unable to move further back, the blow sliced through his cheek, causing him to stumble. I hissed, stepping forward, but my focus dislodges by the feline's sudden attack. He took the time to get to his paws, shaking the blood from his muzzle. I said off! I grit my teeth, pushing over River, before leaping right back at the smaller feline in front. He wreathed, trying to roll over to claw at the larger cat, but once again, he was weaker. Since you want to bring your cats over to us, let's see if you like the taste of the river. I used my weight to push Smogstar further, not even realizing how easily I had done so. He sank his claws into the wood, shrieking as he struggled to hold his weight up. Even with interference, he wasn't able to hold, and he fell into the raging river below. He hit the water hard, the cold washing over him and paralyzing his body.
Fleet rushed over to the edge, watching as Smogstar struggles in the gorge.
He slipped under the surface, unable to swim due to the cold.
Leet jumped over the edge, swimming to get Smogstar to land.
His body slunk onto the grass with a thud.
Leet stared in horror. He felt his body getting colder as he tried to pad away. He only made it a few tail lengths away before collapsing.
Smog struggled, but eventually fell still as he helplessly tried to reach towards Sleetstar. Eventually, he stirred again, the smell of death leaving his pelt as quickly as it came. He was still shaking under his pelt, but he pushed through it and stood. "I'm okay," he coughed. "Stop the fighting!" "WcClan, stop!" he yelled. "Sleetstar is hurt."
He felt the wounds on his body. The exhaustion from getting no sleep mixed with fighting the gorgeous currents had got to him.
He then turned, fighting to get to Sleetstar. Smogstar was fine knowing that he'd lost a life, but Sleetstar only had so many left.
He stared down at his own lifeless body. It felt like an eternity as cats gathered around him.
He growled, staying. He wouldn't have wanted this. What did you do to him?
With a sudden pain, he felt warmth as he was suddenly back in his own body. As Sleet slowly blinked himself back to life, he got up in a panic and hissed at the surrounding cats before fixing his eyes on Smogstar.
"You're alive."
"Barely," he said, tension still in his voice.
He stood, brushing the rest of the water off of his pelt, slightly tumbling. His strength was still yet to return. He flashed a look of sympathy to Sleetstar. Neither of them wanted to fight today. He lifted his head. "WcClan, return to camp. Sleetstar is injured. RiverClan will return to their land."
"RiverClan, return back to camp," he spoke, speaking in a feigned, commanding voice.
Before leaving, his eyes were locked on Sleetstar. He finally broke his gaze. There was a fight. He seemed to not notice the cat's upset. Turning around, he tried to compose himself. "How many hurt?" he asked, almost robotically. "I don't know." He backed up, letting the other cats in. Looks like a lot of warriors were hurt for this. Smogstar watched from above. He didn't know what to do.
Now that the issue has been handled, let all cats old enough to catch their own prey gather beneath the high rock for a clan meeting. Cats of ThunderClan, I have great news. The fox has been run from our territory and has sustained great injuries. I'm very proud of us for being able to tackle this issue head on. I will be honest and say I did in fact lose a life from this incident. However, he'd paused. I am no less fit to fight than when first selected to lead this clan. I have 5 lives left and will continue to use them to lead our clan to greatness. As such, we must prepare. I know how many of you have heard the horrid rumors spread by Smogstar at the gathering. I am here to say the truth. We must push past these lies. Smogstar and I have had our differences, yes, but for Smog to outright lie and claim that I had relations with a WcClan cat is simply abhorred. StarClan pities Smog's soul for steeping to such depths to claim such lies. But this attempt at lying does nothing than prove us stronger. WcClan believes they can tear us apart. They believe that we are weak enough to be separated by simple words, but nay, we are better. WcClan is the enemy. If we let their lies seep into our ears, next they will slip into our dens. Hear me now, ThunderClan. This level of disrespect will not be tolerated. We are stronger. We have lost a few lives due to this incident. If we had not been so caught up at the gathering, we wouldn't have lost so many. And those deaths we can blame on Smog. Had they not stirred the pot, we may still have our dear clanmates with us. And that is a crime that shall not go unpunished. We will handle this burial with pride and honor for our fallen, and then be ready. We soon will be handling this issue directly. So who's ready to get revenge for our fallen? Who is ready to prove their loyalty to StarClan? Who is ready to drive out WcClan? Glory to ThunderClan! He roared.
He exhaled shakily before sitting down. Everyone was okay. Smogstar, would you like to speak away from camp? "We can speak," he said, looking at his very green paws. Never mind, I guess. Smogstar waited for Duskvine, but they never approached. He went on his own walk instead.
Sleet stood in front of the moonstone. Surely his warrior ancestors will have the answers he was looking for. As he touched the stone with his nose, nothing. He pressed his nose again. And again. Nothing. Sleet patted off, scared StarClan has abandoned him. Sleet looked in the distance. He noticed Smogstar.
Smogstar's ears perked as he saw Sleet claw over the hill, now crossing the thunder path. His body language was welcoming.
Sleet stared up and looked at Smogstar. His eyes were tired, his mind clouded.
Come sit with me, he called, hitting his tail against the stone.
Sleet hesitated. In his mind, it was a trap, but he didn't care. He padded up to the Outlook rock and sat next to Smogstar.
He sat in silence for a few moments. I wanted to ask something of you.
Sleet stared down at the thunder path. He didn't flinch or give a physical reaction to Smogstar's words, but he was listening.
We were both weak. We killed each other over a few inches of land. It's foolish. We used to run in these moors together, hoping that Tumblestar wouldn't find us. I miss that.
Remember when Tumblestar did catch us? He finally spoke up.
Nothing ever came of it. He lifted a paw with a twisted grin. We were camp-bound for a few days, but we didn't care.
I still remember the look on his face. Sleet gave a weak chuckle, looking up at the sky. I'm down to my last lives, he admitted bluntly.
Yet you risked one for mine. He closed his eyes for a moment.
I couldn't just leave you to die.
Smog stood, rubbing his head against Sleetstar's shoulder. I understand you need to do what's right for your clan. He patted away slightly. Just don't forget about us, okay?
Bitter patted by and saw Ivory in the distance.
I heard about the battle between Wind Clan and River Clan. Smogstar has lost a life when the battle took place.
Oh, is that so? How interesting. So Smog and Wind Clan is weakened, I assume?
Her ear did a light twitch. From what I know of, yes. But that does not mean that Wind Clan is weakened.
Interesting. Well then I guess Sleetstar and I have a common enemy. This will help us in dealing with Wind Clan.
She turned to her deputy, then back at Bitterstar, slightly worried. Dealing?
We can all agree Wind Clan has become too big of a problem. And when I look to the stars, StarClan seems to point to one less star being in their sky.
She hissed. You and River Clan will not be taking over Wind Clan. We are meant to be 4 clans, Bitterstar. Your clan and every other clan involved with StarClan knows of this.
I agree with Ivorystar. You can't mean that, Bitterstar, she said, shock in her tone.
His eyes cold, his body language colder. If you don't agree, then so be it. StarClan has shown me the way, and who am I to try to deny them of the destiny they've laid before me?
She stomped her paw down. Your brain is one of a mouse, Bitterstar. Taking out Wind Clan will ruin every clan. You are crazy as a 2-legs dog. She hissed with distaste on her tone.
Be that way, he smacked his tail. Thank you for the information. Good luck stopping me. He pat away, confidence in his body and mind.
Let's go. We must talk to Smogstar about this in the morning, she hissed.
Bitter sat patiently, waving his tail to signal all apprentices and kits to the front. Joyous news! It is time to move our kits and apprentices on to the next chapter in their life. It is with great honor that I stand before you to announce this occasion. Mothpaw, please step forward. Do you vow to uphold the warrior code and fight for your clan in rain or shine? He dipped his head. Then I hereby give you your warrior name, Mothfreckle. May StarClan light your path. Magpie Kit, please step forward. I see a great hunger in you that I know deep within myself. I know these times are trying, so I will give you what you seek. Do you vow to uphold the warrior code and defend your clan, rain or shine? Then I hereby give you your warrior name. Magpie Strike, welcome to being a warrior. I trust StarClan will guide you to great things. Seek them and your clan for support. And to you, my clanmates, I see great distrust in your eyes. Need I remind you of all we sacrificed to get this far? All the lives lost, honors tainted, Are we weak? He roared, knowing in his heart this was the right choice. The choice set by StarClan. I am off to RiverClan. We will join forces with them and prepare. The battle is near. Soon enough, there will be one less star in the sky. He'd make his presence known and wait outside the den, patiently, calculating.
Bitterstar, he thought to himself. Bitterstar, he spoke up.
May we speak, Sleetstar?
In what sort of scent? Sleet asked defensively.
I think I may have a proposition that will benefit both of us.
He turned back to his deputy, signaling them to leave the den. Come in, Sleet invited, his guard still up.
He'd watched the deputy pad out and patted himself.
Speak, Sleet spoke, more of a demand than an ask.
I've spoken to Ivorystar. They told me of your skirmish with WcClan. I believe that gives us a common enemy.
Sleet blinked, listening to the ThunderClan's leader's words without responding.
I came to offer a trade in return for your support in driving them out.
Sleet thought of Smogstar, and what would this reward be?
Something stolen from you by leaders in the past. Something you covet. Sunning rocks.
Sleet thought to himself. A plan formed in his brain, although he wasn't thinking clearly. What do you propose to do?
We join forces and drive them out. Upon WcClan's removal, you gain all their territory and Sunning Rocks. A smirk formed, knowing this was way too good of a deal to pass up.
Sleet was taken aback by the proposal. What about RiverClan? He thought out loud.
As in what would become of you? Nothing. You'll gain more territory and food than you'll ever need, and we will no longer have a pestilence of a clan around.
Smogstar's words began to repeat in his head, as well as Dimgaze's words about taking care of the clan. The clan had to come first.
Smogstar.
Ivorystar? He gestured for his warriors to back up.
Smogstar, there is something that we need to speak about. I have reason to believe that WcClan is willing to take you out and your clan. Take you and your clan out of this forest.
Take us out? He echoed.
Kill, she mumbled. Bitterstar said in his own words, WcClan needs to be taken out.
He looked at the group of warriors she'd brought. Did you come to help? He was nearly begging.
Indeed, I already told Bitterstar off. We are meant to be 4 clans. Taking one of us could ruin the other 3.
He nodded. You are welcome in our camp. Make yourself at home. You will help make us stronger. He didn't know what to say.
She lowered her head in respect before looking at her group of cats. Make yourself comfortable.
Welcome them, he commanded. With all the recent fights, do you really think ShadowClan is going to be on our side? She grunted quietly. We don't have a choice, he muttered grimly. Bitterstar could be in our camp at any moment. We need numbers, no matter what it costs. We shouldn't give our prey and land to cats we might not trust. We're a moment away from losing all of it. Pardon me, I mutter. Sorry. Snarlfang is undergoing a health issue? Bad. He looked down at Snarlfang. It was hard for him to feel anything right now. They were on the edge of war. I can't stay with you longer. Make sure the next deputy will lead us like I did, he said, slowly starting to stop breathing. Get ready for a fight. The moment Snarlfang was gone, he shifted back to the chaos. Oh, Crowpaw, what are you doing here? Your medicine cat's betraying you. Guard the entrance, he owled. Wow, alright.
Smogstar! He yelled. Here. Now. He stared down at the lanky Tom. Pretentious pity flashed across his face. This is your one chance.
What do you gain from this? He challenged weakly.
You stole everything from me. I'm here to return the favor.
He tensed. The words chilled him.
Now, heal. Or die fighting a wasteful fight that will kill many, if not all, of your clan.
Smogstar lifted his head in defiance, shaky on his heels. I'm sure they'd rather die.
Would you really kill all your cats for what? A barren wasteland?
He stepped back, accidentally bumping into Ivorystar.
Ivorystar stomped her paw as she stepped over. And what about you? You're just a mouse brain trying to kill us all for what? Something you made in the past? She hissed.
Ah, sweet, sweet Ivorystar. Playing the hero and everything, aren't we? I'm surprised to see a coward like you here.
His gaze flickered over Sleetstar for a moment.
Sleet pinned his ears, not daring to look at the opposing clans.
I'm the coward when you got Sleetstar to help you win battle. 2 versus 1 does not sound very nice, Bitterstar. She laughed out.
It's not my fault your sad patch of cats doesn't even equate a full clan worth of cats. Your mistakes are your own downfall. I just brought RiverClan to ensure that fact. This is going nowhere. The 2 mouse sprang to see their beat. He turned to the cats behind him. It is time. Attack!
Her claws poked out as she lunged to Sleetstar, pinning the heat kitty.
Sleet fought back, weakly kicking with his hind legs as he screamed.
She hissed out in pain, stomping her paw back on the ground before she could fall off the weak he-cat, cutting the cat's face with her claw.
Sleet cried, finally breaking down into tears as he screamed, kicking the ShadowClan leader off of him as he hissed.
Smogstar defensively pressed himself against his medicine cat, lost in the chaos. Smogstar turned, heading towards the ShadowClan cat being attacked. He reared up, batting at the ThunderClan cat, trying to free Log Prowl. Iroil slicing clean down Smogstar's side. He leapt onto the leader. He staggered, letting out a gasp as he felt the cold air hit his skin. He then stumbled under Impapaw's weight. He let out a screech, weakened by the warrior's gash. He blindly clawed upwards towards the apprentice. He finally forced all of his strength, shoving Impapaw to the side and pinning him down. He aimed for the throat before flipping on his back with a gasp. He placed a paw on the cat's front, claws sinking into his fur. He stared at the young cat in a plea. Ah! Ember tried to wiggle out, clawing with all his strength. When he watched how Smogstar pinned the RiverClan apprentice, something fiery roared inside him. He didn't think about it before he barreled towards his own leader, violently throwing him off balance. He staggered as the wind was knocked out of him. Duskvine, he hissed, confused. Standing over Impapaw, he breathed heavily. Not him. His pupils narrowed. He didn't have time to argue. He turned, seeing Bitterstar on his rock.
He stared down at the lanky Tom, his anger seething at his fangs.
He stared up at Bitterstar. Get off that rock, he snarled, struggling to keep upright.
What's wrong? Too weak to defend your place and honor?
He anchored his paws to the ground. Fight me on even ground, coward.
Even then, it wouldn't be a fair fight. He'd pounce down, his muscles rippling on his broad shoulders.
Smog flinched as he approached. He muffled a low growl, staring at him with cold eyes.
He'd calmly pad forward and speak to the leader. How does it feel knowing you and your whole clan is about to die?
Anger rippled through his pelt. He reared up and harshly clawed across Bitterstar's face, aiming for his eyes.
He'd step back and chuckle, seeing the weakened leader flail.
He winced as his paws hit nothing but the ground. He had missed.
Why keep trying? He'd swipe at the leader's side, toying with him.
Smogstar hopped back, becoming more irritated. He flashed teeth at the Tom, but clearly wasn't willing to throw himself into another fight.
Ah, the coward shows his true colors.
Smogstar finally snapped. He lunged forward, wide jaws aiming straight for Bitterstar's throat.
Bitter, calculatingly, reacts, dodging and countering, his claws slicing down Smogstar's throat, almost tearing it out.
He let out a terrible gargling sound before he hit the ground. Smogstar struggled. His lives were desperately trying to get him back on his paws, but he kept fading. Desperately pressing his paws onto the wound, he tried to stop the surge of blood spilling forward. The wound was slowly healing, but it was taking his lives to mend it. Duskvine's herbs didn't help. Finally, on his last life, the wound closed. He stood, shaky on his paws as he pushed the other cats away. WindClan, retreat! Head for the barn! Who did we lose? His voice was raspy. His heart sank as he saw how little of their clan had followed to the barn. He pushed himself up onto the wooden structure. He had to say something. What's left of WindClan and ShadowClan, gather here. WindClan, today was a great loss. We lost our home and many warriors.
Cats of both clans, today was a monumental success.
All of you fought to protect each other. I am proud of those who stand before me, even in defeat.
You have shown great courage, strength, and valor.
We have been wronged by ThunderClan and RiverClan. This isn't right.
We have done right by StarClan.
This is not the end of WindClan.
With WindClan gone, I look forward to a brighter tomorrow.